Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Can you smell it? Sun-warmed tomatoes, lavender drying in bunches, the sweet scent of roses your grandmother tended every morning. There's a garden where summer never quite ends, where the raspberries are always ripe, where time moves differently between the vegetable rows and flower beds. Your grandmother's garden has been waiting. The soil remembers the weight of your small hands. The mint leaves remember being picked. The roses remember being admired. Gardens don't forget, you know. They hold memories in their roots, in their seeds, in the warm earth itself. And this garden, your grandmother's garden, it's been holding a place for you. A late summer evening that never ended. And tonight, you're finally going back. Tonight, you'll walk those familiar paths again. Feel the cool grass beneath your bare feet. Taste the mint she'd let you pick, and see her there in her sun hat and garden gloves, smiling as if no time has passed at all. Because in this garden, between the bean poles and the raspberry canes, between the morning glories and the evening primrose, time never moved forward. It just stayed, waiting for you to remember that some places don't live in the past. They live in that eternal summer between memory and dream. And tonight, your grandmother's garden is welcoming you home. Welcome. I'm your guide on this journey back to a place your heart has never truly left. Over the next 20 minutes, I'll walk with you through your grandmother's garden on a perfect late summer evening, where everything is exactly as you remember it, and your grandmother is there, waiting to spend this time with you once more. Before we begin, please make sure you're safe and comfortable. Never listen while driving or operating machinery. Find your most comfortable position, lying down, however feels right. You have nowhere to go, nothing to do, no responsibilities for the next 20 minutes. This is your time, your homecoming, your return to the garden that shaped who you are. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Close your eyes whenever you're ready, and let's walk home together. Feel your body sinking deeper into rest. Feel the weight of your head, your arms, your legs. With each breath, you're becoming softer, heavier, more relaxed. Breathe in slowly. 2, 3, 4. Hold for a moment and release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, breathe in, feeling your belly rise. Hold and let it all go, releasing any tension, any worry, any need to hold on now. Bring your awareness to your feet. Feel them relaxing, growing warmer. The same feet that once ran barefoot through your grandmother's garden. Feel that warmth spreading up through your ankles, your calves. Each muscle loosening, letting go. Feel the warmth rising into your knees, your thighs, your legs becoming heavy, sinking deeper into rest, just as they once grew heavy after long summer days spent playing in the garden. running between the rows, hiding among the tall corn stalks. Your hips release. Your lower back softens. Any tension in your stomach, your chest, simply melting away like butter in your grandmother's warm kitchen. Your shoulders drop. All that weight you've been carrying, you can put it down now. Your grandmother's garden doesn't ask you to carry anything. Your arms are heavy. Your hands are warm. The same hands that once helped her pick beans, shell peas, pull carrots from the soft earth. Your neck softens, supported, safe. Your jaw unclenches. Your face relaxes. Your forehead smooths. And your eyes, they're so heavy now, resting, finally resting. Your mind can rest too. You don't need to listen to every word. You don't need to remember everything. You can simply drift back to that garden, back to that summer, back to her. You're standing at the edge of your grandmother's property. It's late afternoon, that golden time when summer days stretch long and lazy. The sun is warm on your shoulders, but there's a gentleness to it now. Not the harsh heat of midday. The light is amber, honey-colored, making everything glow. You can hear the sound of her garden before you see it fully. The soft buzz of bees moving from flower to flower. The gentle rustle of bean leaves in the breeze. A wind chime hanging from the porch, its notes drifting across the yard. And further away, the sound of a neighbor's lawnmower, that distant hum of summer dot. You take a step forward onto the grass. It's slightly cool beneath your bare feet, damp from where she watered this morning. You remember this feeling. How the grass would tickle your ankles as you walked. How you'd leave small footprints in the soft earth between the garden rows. And there it is before you, the garden. Not fast, but to a child's eyes, it seemed to go on forever. Rows of vegetables stretching back toward the old wooden fence. Tomato plants staked and heavy with fruit. Green beans climbing their poles. Zucchini plants with their enormous leaves hiding treasures beneath. Corn stalks tall enough to get lost in. And flowers. So many flowers. Your grandmother never believed in a garden that was just for eating. She needed beauty too. Marigolds planted between the tomatoes to keep the bugs away. Zinnias in every color, standing tall and proud. Sweet peas climbing the fence, their scent perfuming the air. Sunflowers at the back, facing the afternoon light. Their faces as big as dinner plates. You walk forward, slowly, taking it all in. The garden is at its peak now. Late summer abundance everywhere you look. This is the garden you remember. This is the garden that lives in that special place in your heart. And then you see her, your grandmother, is kneeling beside the tomato plants. Her floral print dress protected by an old apron. her hands covered in worn cotton gloves. She's wearing her sun hat, the one with the wide brim and the faded ribbon. You've forgotten about that hat until just now. Funny how memory works, how the smallest details come flooding back. She hears you approaching and turns, and the smile that lights up her face is the same smile you've carried with you all these years. That smile that says you're exactly who she hoped to see. That smile that makes you feel like the most important person in the world. Come here, sweetheart, she says, her voice exactly as you remember it. I was hoping you'd visit today. The raspberries are perfect. You walk toward her and she stands, brushing the soil from her knees. She's exactly as you remember. The lines around her eyes from years of smiling. The softness of her arms. The way she smells like earth and flowers and that lavender soap she always used. She takes your hand, her palm warm and slightly rough from garden work, and leads you down the path between the vegetables. Look at these tomatoes, she says, pointing to the heavy red globes hanging from the vines. Best crop I've had in years. We'll pick some for dinner later. You remember this. Walking beside her through the garden, her pointing out what was ready, what needed a few more days, what the rabbits had tried to get into. She knew every plant, every inch of this garden. It was her kingdom, and she ruled it with gentle wisdom and patient hands. She leads you to the raspberry canes at the side of the garden. Here, try these, she says, and picks a handful of berries, still warm from the sun. She places them in your palm. Remember how we used to see who could eat the most without getting stains on our fingers? You always won. You had a system, you said. Very serious about your raspberry eating. You smile at the memory, tasting the berries. They're sweet and slightly tart, perfect. The taste brings everything back. Summer mornings spent picking berries, your fingers stained purple, eating as many as went into the bowl. Your grandmother never minded. There's plenty for everyone, she'd say. That's what gardens are for, sharing. Come, she says, let's sit for a while before I start dinner. And she leads you to the old wooden bench under the apple tree at the edge of the garden. You'd forgotten about this bench, or maybe you hadn't forgotten. Maybe it had just been waiting here in your memory, ready to be sat on again. You sit beside her, and she takes off her gloves, laying them on the bench between you. You both look out over the garden, taking in the abundance, the peace, the perfection of this late summer moment. Do you remember the games you used to play here? She asks, her voice soft and warm. You'd pretend the cornrows were a maze. You'd spend hours in there, making paths, creating kingdoms. Sometimes the neighbor children would come over, and I'd hear all of you laughing, playing hide and seek among the bean poles. You do remember Sarah from next door, Tommy from across the street, the three of you running through this garden, playing tag, playing house, playing elaborate games with rules only you understood. Your grandmother would bring out lemonade and cookies, setting them on the picnic table. She'd call you in from your games, and you'd come running, sweaty and grass-stained and perfectly happy. Those were good days, your grandmother says quietly. You children gave this garden so much life. Even now, I sometimes think I can hear your laughter out here. The light is starting to shift, becoming even more golden as the afternoon moves toward evening. The sun is lower now, casting long shadows. Everything is bathed in that particular summer evening light that makes ordinary things look magical. I should start on dinner, your grandmother says, standing slowly. Come help me in the kitchen like you used to. You follow her out of the garden, through the gate that creaks just the way you remember, across the small yard to the back door. The screen door squeaks as she opens it. That sound. You'd forgotten that sound. But hearing it now, it's like coming home to something you didn't know you'd been missing. The kitchen is exactly as it was. The old stove, the yellow curtains at the window, the wooden table with its checked tablecloth, and the smells. Oh, the smells. Something is already baking in the oven. Bread, maybe, or a pie. There's cinnamon in the air, and vanilla, and that indefinable scent that was just hers. Just this kitchen. Wash your hands, dear, she says, moving to the sink. Then you can help me snap these beans. You wash your hands in the deep porcelain sink, drying them on the towel that hangs on the handle of the stove. The towel has embroidered flowers on it. You remember that too. How did you forget all these details? They were so important once. Your grandmother sets a large bowl on the table, filled with fresh green beans from the garden. She sits down, and you sit beside her. And together, you begin snapping the ends off the beans. The pile of trimmed beans growing in the bowl between you. This is meditative work, rhythmic, peaceful. Snap, 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 snap. The pile grows. She talks while you work. She tells you about the neighbors, about the church social last week, about the new recipe she tried that didn't quite turn out. Her voice is soothing, familiar, a sound that means safety and love and home. Through the window, you can see the garden in the fading light. The evening primroses are starting to open, pale flowers glowing in the dusk. The bees have gone home. A robin is singing its evening song from the apple tree. There, she says, looking at the bowl of snapped beans. Perfect. These'll be wonderful with dinner. And she stands, moving to the stove, lifting the lid on a pot. Potatoes are boiling. She stirs them, adds a pinch of salt. From the oven, she pulls out a roasted chicken, golden and perfect. And the smell that fills the kitchen is pure comfort, pure love. "Set the table, sweetheart," she says. And you do, knowing exactly where everything goes. The plates from the cupboard, the old ones with the blue flowers around the edge. The silverware from the drawer, each piece slightly mismatched, collected over years. The glasses filled with cold water from the tap. She makes gravy from the pan drippings. She mashes the potatoes with butter and cream. She arranges the chicken on a platter. She puts the beans in a bowl dotted with butter. And then she brings it all to the table, dish by dish, creating a feast. "Sit, sit," she says, and you both sit down at the table. She says a quiet grace, thanking the garden, thanking the earth, thanking this moment. And then she serves you, loading your plate with food made with love, grown with care, prepared with hands that have fed you all your life. You eat together slowly. The food tastes like memory, like childhood, like every Sunday dinner you ever had at this table. The chicken is tender, the potatoes are creamy, the beans are perfect. But more than the food, it's the being here, at this table, with her, that fills you up. She tells you stories while you eat. Stories about her own childhood, about her grandmother's garden, about how these recipes were passed down, how this knowledge of growing and cooking and caring was handed from generation to generation. You are part of that chain, she tells you. You carry this with you, even when you can't see it. After dinner, she won't let you help with the dishes. "You've done enough," she says. "Go sit on the porch. I'll be out in a moment." You walk through the house, through the living room with its old couch and doilies on the armrests, and out onto the front porch. There's a porch swing here, and you sit down, setting it to gentle motion. The chains creak softly, a sound that's part of every summer memory you have. The evening is settling in now. The sky is streaked with pink and orange. The air is cooling, slightly carrying the scent of the garden, of roses and tomatoes and fresh earth. Lightning bugs are starting to appear in the yard, their small lights blinking on and off like tiny stars. Your grandmother comes out with 2 glasses of iced tea. Sweet, the way she always made it. She sits beside you on the swing and hands you a glass. You both rock gently, sipping tea, watching the day end. This is peace. This is home. This moment right here. "I'm glad you came back," she says softly. "I've missed you." And you realize, sitting here, that she's always been here. In this garden, in this kitchen, in this gentle evening light. Time didn't take her away. She stayed. In the smell of tomatoes and the taste of raspberries. In the feeling of soft soil and cool grass. Every moment you've tried to create beauty and nourishment, she's been there. She is there. She's here now. The swing rocks gently. The lightning bugs dance. The garden rests in the gathering dark. And you are held here in this place between memory and dream, in your grandmother's eternal summer evening. You don't need to hold on to this moment. It's not going anywhere. This garden exists outside of time. You can come back whenever you need to. The raspberries will be ripe. The kitchen will smell like home. The table will be set. And your grandmother will be here, smiling, saying what she always said when you arrived. I was hoping you'd visit today. Let yourself sink deeper now into this peace. Feel the gentle rocking of the swing. Feel the cool glass in your hand. Feel the evening air on your skin. Feel your grandmother beside you. Solid, real, here. You are safe. You are loved. You are home. The garden is resting now. The kitchen is clean. The day is ending softly, gently, the way all good days should end. And you can rest too now. You can let go. You can drift into sleep, knowing that this place, your grandmother's garden, will be here when you need it. The gate is always open. The bench is always waiting. And your grandmother will always be there, in her sun hat and garden gloves, ready to walk with you through the rows of her love. Sleep now, deep and peaceful, safe in the garden, safe in the kitchen, safe in the memory that is more than memory, safe in the love that never ends, like summer in your grandmother's garden. All is well. All is well. All is well.